What problems did Queen Victoria have during her marriage? Metro News, 135 6M shares. With the action having moved on to 1841 as ITV's dramatization of the monarch's life continues. One of the main focuses of this series, which is set between 1848 and 1851, is the marriage of Victoria Jenna Coleman and Albert Tom Hughes, which wasn't all plain sailing around this time. While it's known that Victoria was very much in love with Albert, and remained in mourning for the rest of her life following his death in 1861, their marriage wasn't without difficulties either. So just what was going on during the time in which this series is set? Victoria and Albert had been married for 8 years by 1848, and by this point they were already parents to 5 children: Victoria, Albert Edward, Alice, Alfred, and Helena while Victoria was pregnant with her 6th child, daughter Louise. However, Victoria did not enjoy being pregnant, hated breastfeeding, and did not bestow affection on her children, instead thinking it her duty to be severe, with some suggestion that she may have suffered from postnatal depression after many of her pregnancies. And this is said to have caused difficulties between them, as Victoria spent so much of her time pregnant or recovering from being pregnant. She and Albert had 9 children in total, with strong hints that the Queen may have imposed a sex ban on her marriage to avoid falling pregnant yet again. She was also said to have resented Albert stepping in to take over her duties while she was expecting her children, and that Albert did not have a lot of sympathy for what her perceived postnatal depression. An extract from one letter he sent to her a month after the birth of their youngest son, Leopold, in 1853, sees him complaining about Victoria's continuance of hysterics over a miserable trifle. Writer Daisy Goodwin has hinted that the sex ban and Victoria's resentment of constantly being pregnant is likely to feature. She has 6 children in 8 years, which is a lot, and there are some gaps, so I wonder whether there may have been some withholding on both sides. That's certainly some. She's in this terrible double bind. She loves Albert. When she's pregnant he takes over her work. He's the best maternal. She feels rather displaced. She doesn't like the prince passed away on December 14, 1861, aged 42, with his death most likely to have been caused by typhoid. His loss plunged the Queen into deep mourning, wearing black for the remainder of her life and avoiding public appearances, her aversion further caused by the fact that her weight had increased through comfort eating with her absence from public life, strengthening calls for her to abdicate and for England to become a republic. Victoria held her son Albert Edward, known as Bertie, responsible for Albert's death, as shortly before he became ill they had received rumours that the prince had slept with an actress while visiting Ireland. Albert subsequently travelled to Cambridge, where Bertie was studying at the time, to confront him over the rumours and fell ill a short time later. However, with Series 3 ending in 1851, the series continues on ITV on Sunday night at 9 p.m. If you've got a story, video, or pictures, get in touch with the metro.co.uk entertainment team by emailing us, calling 020-3615-2145 or by visiting We'd Love to Hear From You. Lentidity code excerpt. Share your results.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.